Hey guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I got this video down to about 10 minutes. Hope you enjoy it. I love how this one turned out. I've got the Round the World Stamperia paper pad that I got. It's an 8x8 pad. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's got so many cool elements on it. And I'm so short on time for art journaling, but I love to do it. So these papers are amazing. So I literally just use the paper to make my background for my little 3¼ by 5¼ midi art journal that I'm doing, that I'm having a blast with. So I just use that, and that instantly there's my background, and I just cut it to size, rounded the corners because that just happens to be how I'm doing this one little art journal. And then I ink it, and I'm just using the Distress ink, the first go of Distress ink, still my favorite. I do love the oxides, but for art journaling, I don't know, I keep gravitating to the regular Distress inks. So yeah, just ink the outsides of it and bring your eye in, and it instantly makes that paper appear a little bit lighter in the beginning. So you have that tone and tone contrast that makes it so warm and comfortable, to me, at least in my eyes. So there's my background. It's already done. Stamping is already on the paper. Oh, that paper is just gorgeous. All the Stamperia paper just makes me just gaga over it. And I recently found it and just started investing in buying some of it. And it's made my art journaling time so much easier to where I can create something beautiful and artistic, but the art is already borrowed. And I'm okay with that. Some people don't agree with that, and I'm sorry that you don't, but to each his own, right? This is how I like to do it. So hopefully you guys like it, but I love those little postcards in there. So that instantly inspired me to go, you know what, this is going to be like a postcard traveling kind of art journal page. So I found some cool elements in the paper and I cut them out. I spared you most of the fussy cutting, and I just cut out certain elements that I thought I would be able to put together and compose something pretty on this page. And I left this in here too because my big scissors, that black mat is just one of those hot pads. It's a silicone hot pad that you can get at the store for really cheap. And I have those in my craft room to protect my glass mat, that because when I put my scissors down, I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost going to break it, and if I put something heavy down, those larger pads really help. They can hold your ink pads too. I have those cool Simon Says Stamps ink pad holder things that I love to use as well, but you can get those super cheap just hot pads at the store. It's like a honeycomb pattern, and save yourself some money. Totally up to you. I've shared that in other videos, but I decided I would keep that in there because I bust out those big scissors when I'm doing a lot of fussy cutting or getting elements from paper. And I thought you guys might benefit from seeing that. And a lot of us have that glass mat, which I love my glass mat because it can take all kind of mediums and it cleans up really easy. So absolutely love it. So yeah, I'm just cutting out different elements from the paper, and sometimes I'll cut things out and I wind up not using them. So I just keep them in a bin, and then I just periodically visit that bin of goodies and create my own little ephemera from my papers. Don't be afraid to cut your papers. I hoard a lot of my papers. I'm getting better at it. It is therapeutic when you do it. I used to not like to fussy cut. I'm becoming quite okay with it because, for one, it helps me to get my art journaling time in without stress and drama. It's just really quick and easy, and I'm really liking it. And there's no limit to the things that you can cut out from the beautiful art that you've already purchased. So why not, right? Why not? So every element that I cut out, for those that don't know, I definitely like to ink the outsides of it because I don't want to be able to see the cut mark, and leaving a little white space definitely helps make your life easier. So when you do that, if you just ink the outside of it, it really makes it a lot more forgiving. Now I pulled out a stamp because I thought I was going to use that stamp. I don't think I did. It was an idea, but I wound up finding the stamps in the paper were more than enough. If I stamped a little bit more, it was going to be a little bit too busy. But that's always an option to stamp the paper too and just add more interest in the background. So yeah. And I usually, once I ink up my foam really good, I don't even have to ink it again because it really holds on to it, the residual ink, and then it doesn't get too dark. When I looked back at this one, I think that I should have inked it a little bit more, but yeah, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. It's my art journal. And then I found some more elements to add on there. I really love those balloons, so I just cut them out. They're stacked already together as I would present them if I cut them out separately, so I just left them the way that they were. And then I just played with the composition of all of the elements that I cut out. This is the fun part. And I left you guys, I literally hemmed and hawed over where I was going to put things for a long time. I do it all the time. I think we all do when you're building your composition for your pages. So it's all right. But yeah, those balloons are, I'm in love with those. I can't help it. I'm just in love with them. And the car, every element that I cut out on here is so my jam when it comes to a vintage feel on a page. It's so my jam. And I kept looking at the paper and I'm like, it's all right there. I could just cut it out. I don't need to try to find one of my stamps that are close to that. Just cut it out. It just works beautifully together. And obviously it does. It's on the designer paper that I love so much, enough to buy. So why not? Why not make it my own? So yeah, this was a fun page. It came together pretty quickly. I think all in, this probably took me close to about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. Even including all of the, fussing back and forth. I like to speed it up for you guys because, again, I do these videos just for inspiration for those that like to do some of these art journals like I do, because a lot of time I need inspiration as well. And I will get my inspiration from YouTube. Vicky Papinua, I don't know if I say her name right, but I do love her. She is my muse. I love her style. She does just great things. She's got her own product line now. I'm so happy for her, and she's doing great. And you guys should definitely check out Vicky. She's getting even more popular on YouTube. She just has beautiful, beautiful style and artwork. So love that. But yeah, I hope, that when I share these videos and take the time to edit them and all that good stuff, that it inspires someone out there to do something beautiful and just feed your artistic mojo. Because sometimes we get in a funk. And this kind of stuff is really great therapy. You have nothing to prove to anybody. You're just creating art on your own. You don't have to share it. There's no right or wrong. You just do you. And I really think that it's great for anxiety, for stress, things like that. I'm lucky enough I don't really suffer from anxiety and things like that. This is my hobby. I found that I love it. It brings me joy. And I hope that you guys enjoy it too. So, and that's the glue that I'm using is Barely Art glue. I rant and rave about that stuff. It really is my favorite. It is my go-to. I love the fine tip. As long as you keep the needle that comes with it in it, it will not clog. You have to be very aware though, because if you forget and you don't put the needle back in, you leave it out, it will get gunked up. But you can clear it with the needle. So that's been, of all the glues and adhesives that I've used, and there's a lot of good ones on the market, that one is my favorite. Absolute favorite. So I popped up some of those elements that I cut out just to add some dimension to the page. I think that helps to, helps add some more interest in it. Just makes it prettier. Just with some foam tape that I got on Amazon. I used to be an Amazon associate, but I don't do videos enough to where, I wasn't getting any. I guess you have to get like 3 in a certain amount of time. There's all kinds of rules with it. And I didn't get that. So they're like, oh, no, you have to reapply. And I was like, all right, maybe I will at some point when when I have more time to do this stuff. Maybe I'll do it that time. But yeah, like I always say, I wish I could make my living doing this because I just love it. I love it so much. I wish there was a way that I could, if I could even match the income I make now to do this, it'd be a no-brainer. I do enjoy my job. I really do. But this is my passion. So I wish I could do this for a living. So yeah. Good times. There, I'm putting my needle back in there. I can't stress enough how important that is to your success with your glue. You got to keep it covered. Otherwise, it gets clogged every time. So once I got that all on there, I decided that I definitely wanted to add my black splatter marks on there. It definitely helps to, I don't know, it just seems to bring all the elements together when you add splatter marks. Sometimes white splatter marks work. For this one, black was definitely, I thought it would be the best. I didn't like that it got on the postcard thing, so I just dabbed it off real quick. It's no big deal. And I had some big splatters, some really fine splatters. I like the variation of that. That brush seems to work good for me. There's all kinds of different ways to do splatters. Just find the one that works best for you. And then I made sure that I dried it so it wouldn't smear. Sometimes I've smeared it and I actually fell in love with the smear mark. It looked like a teardrop or something. It was pretty cool. So then just to add it in my book, I outline the white pages with some black just so that it brings it in for displaying. It makes me feel better when I do that. I glued it down and called it done. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys were inspired. And I've got more videos. I just need to get them edited and get the audio on. So lots more to come. Sticking it in my cool fancy book. Hope you like it.